Okay guys, today we're going to practice doing some different paper techniques that we're going to use in a sculpture we're going to make next time. Okay, so this will just help you see some different ways you can use paper. So right now I'm cutting out a strip of paper. It doesn't really matter how thick or thin it is, it's just a strip of paper, kind of try and keep it even. And then we're going to start with something called a loop. Okay, so it's exactly what it sounds like. You're going to take the ends and stick them together. So I'm going to put glue on one of the inside parts of my loop. Okay, so I'm putting glue on that. And then I'm going to take the other inside of my paper and just push those together. Give it a nice little squeeze so that glue sticks. Okay, then put it in my corner, and then I'm just going to write loop next to it so that we remember which one that is. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do, the next one we're going to do is called a roll. Okay, so I'm going to just use the other half of my little strip. Okay, this one's a little bit different. We're going to take the outside of our paper, outside little portion. Okay, and then we're going to stick it to the inside of the other side. Okay, if that makes sense. Hopefully if it doesn't, you can see what I mean. So it makes like a little circle. It's kind of like a roll. Okay, going along with our circle, we can actually make some other shapes as well. So we're going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to get another strip of paper. This one, it really doesn't matter the length or the width or anything. I'm just cutting it how it seems good. I'm going to make a triangle, so I'm folding it into thirds first. Okay. That last fold should be a little bit longer if you want it to be like an equal triangle so that you can cut that tab off. However, I'm just gonna kind of make a little loop. I'm just gonna fold it again, like down on itself. Okay. And then make like a little tab, and then I'm gonna put some glue on my tab. Okay. And then I will stick it to the inside of that triangle and kind of overhang it a little bit. Like that. Okay, so there's another little hangy tab coming off of it, and then I'm just gonna get some scissors and I'll snip that off so that it's a better triangle. Snip. Perfect. Okay, put that over there, and then we're gonna make one more shape. You can make any shapes you want. I do want you to try to make 3 different ones. So you can make like a square or a rectangle, whatever. But I made a circle and I made a triangle, and right now I'm making a heart. Okay. So this one, we're going to fold it in half, and then you're just going to, on the outside of the paper, you're going to put a little bit of glue on the edge, and then bring those edges together, and stick that on. Okay, and make a little heart. And you can pull it down and make your heart a little bit wider. I just didn't bother. So, there's my heart. Okay, and then I'm going to write next to those and put shape. There we go. Shape. Okay, so make 3 of those for your shapes. Okay, the next one we are going to do is we're going to do a twist. So you're going to take a marker or a pencil or something, and you're just going to wrap your paper around and like, oops, I hit my shape. Anyway, okay, we're just going to wrap our paper around and gradually kind of go up. They can overlap a little bit. Okay, depending on the size of like marker or pencil you use will kind of influence how this twist works. So if you want a tighter twist, use something smaller. If you want a bigger twist, use something bigger. Okay, so there's my twist. That won't sit still. I'm going to write twist next to it. Twist. Okay, and then something similar we're going to do is we're going to do a curl. Okay. Okay, so we're going to, again, get our marker or a pencil, whatever, and you're going to take your strip of paper and you're just going to wrap it around over top of each other. Make a little, just like a circle, over and over on top of each other. Okay. Now again, this one will change depending on the size of marker or pencil you use, but I wanted mine a little tighter, so I kind of tried to roll it without the pencil, just so I could get that middle part to curl a little bit more. Okay. So that's our curl. Okay, the next one that we are going to do is we're going to do tabs, okay? This one's kind of fun if you want to make something that's like a little bit more squiggly or you want to give like a very clear shape. So we're just going to take a longer piece and we're going to fold it in half, okay? And then on one of our halves, we're just going to cut like every, I'd say I'm probably cutting like every ½ inch, but as long as you cut them like kind of all the same, it doesn't matter how big they are, okay? I'm just cutting only on half of my paper. So as you can see, I'm holding the other half so that part's not getting cut. Okay, so I made all my little tabs. Okay, and I made one more, I guess. Okay, so then on with your cut little tabs, you're gonna alternate, and every other you're gonna refold it so that it goes onto the other side. Okay, so you should have half your tabs on one side and half your tabs on the other side. Okay, so that part I didn't cut is sticking straight up right now. Hopefully you can kind of see that. Okay, so then I'm just going to put some glue on my tabs. I think I just do the first two right here. Okay, some glue on there, and then I'm going to stick it to my paper. Okay, and then I'm just going to go through, and I ended up just putting the glue on the paper. It was easier than putting on the tabs, but see how I'm making like kind of a curvy shape? That's what the tabs help us to do. They allow us to make those like custom curvy shapes, and I think that one's really fun. One of my favorite ones. Okay, so those are our tabs. I'm going to write that in. Sweet. Okay, the next one, you're going to need like a Post-it note size paper. And then this one is called fringe, but we're just going to cut like, again, kind of try and keep your cuts even, but it doesn't matter how many there are. But we're just going to cut not all the way through the paper, but probably about 3/4 of the way up. And you're just going to give it a bunch of cuts until you are done with that. And yeah, this one's called fringe. I don't know why I cut so many small ones, but you can too, if you want. Okay, so there's my fringe. So then on the part I didn't cut, I'm just gonna put some glue right there. Okay, and then stick it onto my paper. Okay, and I'm gonna write fringe on it. Okay, now we're gonna do a fringe variation, okay? So again, I'm gonna get kind of like a rectangle-y, square-y shape of paper. And similar to my curl, I'm just gonna kind of wrap that around my pen or pencil, okay? I'm not gonna wrap the whole thing. I'm just gonna go up most of the way and leave like a little bit off at the top. And then on the parts that I wrapped around, I'm just going to cut it like our other fringe. This part's a little tricky because it's hard to keep those round without them kind of creasing and getting angular, but if they do, it's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to open that up, and I have some nice little curls in there, kind of straighten them out. Okay, and again, I'm just going to glue a little bit on the back of that, stick it on my paper. Okay, and this one is fringe again, but it's also like a curled fringe. So I think I just wrote fringe, curl, / curl. Okay. Okay, we're going to do another type of fringe, but first I need to show you how to pleat. Okay, so I'm going to start with that. Okay, so this one is one you've probably all done before. It's just like making a fan. So I'm going to fold a little bit, and then I'm going to flip over my paper and fold roughly the same size on the other side. And then I'm just going to keep doing that until I run out of paper. So I'll just keep making all my little pleats. Okay, I'm sure you've all done this and made like a little fan. One more little last fold. There you go. Okay, so this one you can just open it up and it looks like that. That's what our pleat looks like. But this one you can also kind of like fold in half and make like this little fan shape. That might be cool to use in your sculptures or something kind of similarly like that. And you can open it up, you can put some together and make like a circle, whatever. But we're just going to open ours up, okay? And I'm just going to write pleat on that. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do a fringe pleat. Okay, so we're going to get another little rectangle and we're going to fold that up a couple times. Unlike our other pleat, we're not going to go up all the way. So you're going to fold and you're going to make sure you leave a little part at the top so that we can glue it onto our paper. Okay. And then this one, you're going to be so careful with the scissors because I found that when I was cutting it, since there's like so much bulk, it was really easy to like cut through the whole paper. But that little section we left at the top, you don't want to cut through. You only want to cut the parts that we pleated for this one, okay? So I'm finishing cutting that. Okay, and then we're going to open it up, pull those down. I think this one's really fun. I like this one, okay? And then we're going to put some glue on that little strip on the back. And glue that on. Now we're going to write fringe again and slash pleat. Okay. Okay. For the next one, you're going to get like a rectangle, square, shape of paper, whatever. You're just going to fold it in half. Okay, this one is, we're just going to make kind of like a paper snowflake. So you're going to cut on that fold, whatever shapes you want. I did like a little triangle and like a little bulby looking thing, okay? But we're going to make sure we cut on the fold. You could cut on the edges, but for this one, we're just cutting on that fold right there. Okay, and then when it's all cut, you're going to open that back up. It's just like a paper snowflake. I've all done that before, yeah? Makes a little shape. Perfect. And we're going to write cut on fold next to that one. Okay, for the next one, we're going to do a spiral. This can be any shape you want. I just made mine a triangle. But you're just going to cut in like around the, okay, you're going to cut inside the shape, but follow the edges of the shape. So I'm cutting out like triangle shapes, but I'm staying kind of close to the edges of my shape as I go. And then I just keep doing that. So once I get to a corner, I turn and I just like gradually come in a little bit more as I go, and I'm going to keep cutting that. You don't want to cut through the shape. You want it to be like a continuous cut. Okay, so don't cut through the edges of that shape. Just keep cutting towards the middle and keep going. It's kind of confusing, but hopefully that makes sense, and my video will explain it a little bit better, okay? I'm just going to keep cutting that until I decide that's as much as I want to do. See how it's making like kind of like a slinky shape, okay? I'm going to cut one more, I guess. I got this a lot. Okay, very thorough of me. Awesome. Okay, great. So there we go. There's your little spiral shape. So it can unfold or fold back up, and again, it's like a little slinky, okay? So I'm going to write spiral next to that. Awesome. Okay. Okay, for our next one, we're going to make a little cone, little 3D cone. So you're going to need a circular shape for this. And then we're just going to cut to the middle of that circle and fold it in. And then mine, I felt like it had too much paper, so I ended up cutting out like a little chunk because I felt like there was too much paper overlapping. So you can do that too. Cut a little chunk so it looks like a little Pac-Man. Then I'm going to put some glue on one of my corners and put it under the other side. Okay, and make sure that sticks really nice. Okay, and it makes you like this three-dimensional cone shape. Okay, so I just wrote cone next to that. Okay, this next one we're going to do is called slit. So you're going to want two shapes that are roughly the same size as each other. Now, this technique, they don't necessarily have to be the same size. Like, you can put a small one on a big one, but I'm making mine the same size for this little demo. So you're going to line them up and you're going to cut halfway down. You don't want to cut through or too much. So I just gave it like a little halfway cut. See that? I'm showing it to you. Perfect. Okay, then you're going to put the slits on each other and slide the paper into the slits. Like that, okay? Okay, that one's slit. So now I got this fun little pinwheel thing. So if you wanted, you can make like a big shape and just put a little shape on it or something like that. I'm gonna move that because I keep hitting all my papers. But that one says slit, even though I covered it. It says slit, okay? Okay. Okay, this next one is so fun. It's my favorite one. So you need two strips of paper that are the same size. And then on the end of one of your papers, you're gonna put some glue. Okay, and then you're going to take your other one and you're going to, at a right angle, glue that on. So it should make like a little V, okay? And your edges should all match up. Then you're going to take the papers and you're going to take turns like folding it over, okay? So you're just folding it on itself. So first I do that yellow one and then I take the blue one and I fold it over the top. Sorry, I keep having to spin it because it kept hitting on my other papers. But all I'm doing is just folding it over each other, okay? Just straight across, over each other, over and over again, until I run out of paper. I'm just going to keep doing that. Okay? Okay, I'm going to take it off camera in a second and finish doing it. And then I'll bring it back. Okay. So then when I'm done, it should look something like this. So with that extra little tabs, the tabs on top, I'm just going to put some glue on one of them and then stick it to the top of the other color. So see how my blue is going on top of my yellow? Stick that, push it nice and hard, and then you can open it and it makes this fun little like accordion, fun multicolored shape. So that one's pretty fun. I like that one. That's my favorite one, TBH, and it's not that hard. It looks nice, but it's not that hard. Okay, so then I'm going to write accordion on that. Okay, and then I believe we're now on our last one. Okay. This last one is called a bridge. So you just need a strip of paper. Again, doesn't matter how thick or long or anything it is, but you're going to put glue on both ends of that paper. Okay. And then you're just going to stick one end to your paper on your table, stick that on, and then kind of make it have a little bulge, and then stick the other one on. So it makes a nice little bridge. Okay? Then I'm going to write bridge on there. But I wrote it under the bridge so you can't see it, but it says bridge. I think I'm going to show it to you. Yep, there you go. There's my bridge. Okay. Okay, and then I kind of decided my twists and my curls, I didn't like them, so I made some more that were better. So I got a longer and skinnier piece of my paper. Okay, and then I'm just wrapping it again around that twist, and I'm kind of trying to make them closer together so that it's like a tighter twist. You guys don't have to redo this one. I just wanted to show you that there's different ways to do the twist and it will turn out differently, and that's great and fine, and you're gonna have to like experiment a little bit to get it how you want. So see, yeah, that one's like, it's nice and tight. My other twist's like pretty loose and kind of big, but that one's really tight and cute. Okay, so I did that one. It was blowing away, but I put it back. Then I wrote twist again. There you go. Okay, and then I want to do my curl again because my curl was really small and sad. I didn't like it. So I'm going to do that one again too. Okay, so again, I'm just wrapping that around my pen. I did like a smaller piece and a long, like a not as wide piece and a longer piece because I wanted that to be a little tighter. Okay, so I'm trying to make it stay and tight, and then I pulled that off. Okay, that's a better curl. And I could mess with it, make it spread out a little bit more, but for now, that's good. Okay, curl again. Yes. So once you're all done, in total, you should have 15 different techniques that you practiced, okay? Make sure they are all labeled and make sure you did them all, okay? Once you're done with all your techniques and with labeling them, you're going to want to take a picture and submit it to Canvas, okay? That's how you'll get graded for this. So make sure you do that. We are going to be making some bigger sculptures next time and using some of these techniques. That being said, if there are other paper techniques you know or want to look into, you're welcome to use other ones as well. These are just some simple ones that I thought would be helpful for you to know, and you will need to use some of these for your sculpture, but other ones are also allowed. So if you got some other techniques, make sure you bring them, and we'll work on our bigger project next time. Awesome. Great, guys.